All right. Example 9, we're using a formula now. Um, now, you'll notice that this is very similar in scope to what I say. Write the formula. That's number 1. Number 2, we write down what we know. Step 3 is to substitute in. Step 4 is to solve. Okay. Um, there you go. That's pretty much what we're going to be doing. So um, let's do it. So we've got substituting values. So we've got a traffic cone has a volume of 4,000 cubic centimeters and a height of 40 centimeters. We have a formula that they've given us. That's nice. So that's number 1 done. Write down the formula. R equals square root of 3v over pi h. So just to make sure you guys are aware, that is a square root symbol. That is pi. Now we're going to be using the calculator for this because pi equals 3.14159, blah, 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 blah. It goes on forever. So we're not going to try and do that in our heads. And to be honest, square roots is something I wouldn't expect you to do off the top of your head either. So let's give this a go. So we've written down the formula. We're going to now write down what we know. We've been given a volume of 4,000 cubic centimeters. So our V is 4,000 centimeters and a cube. Okay. And our height is 40 centimeters. H equals 40 centimeters. Now, I have mentioned in a previous video, when you get given these formulas, it doesn't matter how complicated the formulas are, there is a certain amount of variables or pronumerals that are in there, and we get given all of the information bar one. There's always one that we don't get given. So this one we're trying to find is the radius. So the radius is our unknown. Okay. Now you might be looking at that going, hang on, I can see the V, I can see the R, I can see the H, but there's also this pi thing. Now pi is a number. Okay. It is not a variable. It is not a pronumeral. Pi is just a symbol we use because the number itself is what we call transcendental, and it's irrational. It can't be expressed as a fraction, and if you chuck it in, its decimal places go on forever. Remind me one day we'll watch a video by a place called Numberphile where they do a mile of pi, where they take a piece of paper on a runway in England and lay out a piece of paper with pi going for one whole mile. It's 1 million digits that they've got. So it goes on forever. So we don't have to worry about that. That is a number. It's just a symbol we use. So our formula is R equals square root of 3v over pi h. We have these ones, so we're now substituting in. So we've got R equals square root of 3 times, and I'm going to put it in brackets, 3 times 4,000 over pi times h, which is 40. So that is what we're going to put in, which is pretty straightforward. We're then going to use our calculator. I'll just clear that. We're going to use our calculator to solve it. Now, we can put in exactly what's in the calculator. So once again, I'll use the mouse so you can see what I'm doing. There's my square root button. I'm going to click on that. Square root. Now, what I'm doing a square root of is a square root of a fraction. So I can put the fraction in there as well. Notice how I'm getting it set up in the calculator straight away. So it's nice and easy. I don't have to worry about, I didn't do the fraction. Now I've got to work out how to make it do a fraction. So 3 bracket 4, 1, no, 0. And once again, you'll notice I'm making it look exactly as I've written it down. Now you might be looking at that going, haha, now how do we get pi? So there's little yellow things above. Now, you guys probably already know how to do all these, but I have to base this video on the fact that there may be someone in there who has kept silent for the last 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, and never said to anyone, by the way, I got no idea how to get pi in a calculator. So if you already know how to do all this stuff and I'm treating you like 10-year-olds, deal with it. I'm going to treat you like 10-year-olds a lot. Anyway, we are going to get that little yellow symbol, pi, which is down there above the scientific notation button down the bottom. To get that, it's a yellow one. We just click shift and click that button. You'll notice it comes up with pi. It comes up with the symbol, so that's lovely. Press the bracket, and we're going to put in 40, and we're going to close the bracket. Now, we have everything we need. We've got the 3, we've got the 4,000, we've got the square root, we've got the pi, and we're going to hit equals. and all of a sudden we get this lovely number that's going to go on forever, but we don't care because we're just going to take, we're going to get it to 2 decimal places, but we're going to start. I always recommend, especially in an exam situation, write down what the calculator says. That way you have more of a chance of making sure that you get it to the correct decimal place. And even if you get it wrong, anyone examining this can look at it and go, oh, okay, they're just an idiot. That's fine. At least they knew what they were doing up until the stupidity kicked in. So that's fine. So we've got R equals 9 points. So 7720502. 9.77205. And now I've already forgotten what it was. Not that it really matters. 0238. 0238. And I just put a couple of dots at the end just to indicate that it is a calculated display and is keeping on going forever. Next thing we want to do is we want to do it to 2 decimal places. So we'll have a look. 9.77. We want 2 decimal places. The one next to that is a 2, which means we would round down. So 9.77. And we chuck in the units. Now the units we are finding, it is the radius. So our units are centimeters. And we're done.